A selection from The Papal Visitor by Sean Patrick Brennan. It was now very early on a rainy Friday morning as the Pope peered out the window of his papal apartment, making certain no one would spot him. Too much was happening too fast, and this was a world he never thought he would lead. The angel's visit to his bedroom was the beginning of the unbalanced days he was having, and the vision of the angel at the space station was confirmation of this new world order. He let the heavy curtain drape back across the window as he walked over to his desk. All the world's burdens and challenges felt heavy on his frail shoulders, and heaviest of all was the weight on his brain. Sleep was hard to come by these last 2 or 3 weeks, and his memory seemed all over the place. If there was a life before the papacy, it was long since forgotten amidst the mounting stress of the job. Too much work to do now, too many hearts to heal and reach. The past world was no more. Only the future waited impatiently for his guidance. A binder filled with names sat there beside him, a list of whom he'd be meeting with later this day. Ospiti Invitati, it was titled, invited guests. These were the kinds of tasks he was grateful not to have to worry about. The throng of priests and lay people at the Vatican were welcomed workers for the cause in times like these. Times like these, he mused to himself. What are these times? Hundreds of world leaders would soon be looking to him for counsel and advice, as if he had all the answers. Too many questions still. He opened up the binder and saw the first page of names, which featured the major players attending the summit. It was a who's who of modern world history. Presidents, kings, queens, prime ministers, faith leaders from all the world's religions, and a select few celebrities invited for the power they wielded over the media. Far too many egos in one place at the same time. He laughed for the first time in weeks. A knock on the door startled him. Yes? A young priest, too young, he thought, came in with a tray of coffee and pastries. Good morning, Holy Father. You're up early. I saw the light on under the door and wanted to bring you your first tray. How are you feeling today? It was the same thing every day, he thought to himself, and there was no privacy to be had. I'm feeling very fine, thank you. David, he helped him. Yes, David, thank you. My memory seems to be all over the place lately. I can't even remember what I was just doing. He paused briefly, and the young priest helped him. So much has been happening, Your Holiness, and I wouldn't be surprised if you felt overwhelmed. You're so blessed to be the Pope at any time in history, let alone now in this wonderful new year of our Lord. Pope Thomas smiled back at him and then looked over toward the coffee. It all looked so beautiful on the platter each morning, but he desperately wanted to just drink it all up right away. Sensing the Pope was still waking up, the young priest politely excused himself and told him breakfast would be up soon. The binder on the Pope's desk may as well have had the names of everyone in Rome, it was so large. How can so many be attending? Looking over at the closed door to his room now, and listening to make sure the young priest had left, he turned to his top drawer and pulled out a small wooden box. Inside were the handwritten notes he'd taken when the angel visited him that first night, and within were many of the issues he knew he'd be addressing to the world leaders attending the conference later in the day. Some of it would be received very well, he thought, and the other parts not so much.